From sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com. It is Tuesday, May the 12th, 2020, and just here with a update on what's going on in the world of sports. We got the Puck Dogs, Rod and Chris with me, as well as Steve Monahan. Going to bring them in just a second. Just have kind of a roundtable discussion about the state of sports, and then just do some sim picks. Try kind of make it a quick show, to be honest. I got somewhere I got to be. It's called a tech meeting with my tech team as we get Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place experts ready as sports are ready to continue. Hopefully, you guys caught my studio tour yesterday. I enjoyed doing it. I got a lot of good comments about it. And as you guys know, just a work in progress. I didn't even show you guys some stuff in hindsight. So it'll be fun when we do the next version when some more of my equipment comes. As I tried to state on the show, being in the asterisk state, I'm telling you, you order a cable, it ends up being the wrong cable, and you got to wait a whole nother week. That's why the headphone jacks, everything like that, just anything like that, headphone extenders takes an extra week, and then you order the wrong one, and it happens. But working on our sound quality, something that we were talking about before the show, so all the guys will be increasing their quality of sound and production as we go along. But those guys in Canada having the same problems that I have, just shipping issues these days, as Canada apparently, I guess they've decided that they're never going to try and restore their economy there. But anyways, we're going to bring in the guys. You got Steve, of course, you got Rod, and Chris. Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing?
Good morning, everybody.
Well,
Steve,
Nice spring session.
Steve, I need to address the obvious with you before we get started here, and that is that every year Billions throws in at least one episode that's just an outright bomb, and I think this past Sunday could have been that episode. It was just so flat. I don't know. Maybe I was tired, and there was just. Is it possible that just nothing happened? I mean.
Well, I have not seen the first two billions. Carmela and that's one of our favorite shows because of the social distancing. I think we're waiting to sit on a couch together soon and start dialing in. But now I know episode two stinks.
Gruesome. Just
Gruesome.
gruesome. It's one of those ones where, and you know how there's like sometimes in Billions, like they always talk in like this. It's not like a secret code, but it's always like 7 words to say one word. Like they have to use like some kind of weird example. He ran like da 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 da, instead of just saying, "Man, he was running fast." Right? They got to turn it into this thing. I mean, they went way beyond. I mean, it's like, just say it. Just say it. I mean, I don't get it. Sometimes I love the show. I've been a big fan of Billions, but if
Me too.
another couple episodes like that, and it's going to be in the shameless category with me, where it's like that
Yeah.
show has jumped the shark
Oh,
quite a few years ago.
I can't even watch Shameless anymore.
Yeah, it was, and it used to be like my favorite show. I mean, the year that Carl went to camp, that was probably my favorite episode of all time. That was classic. Anyways, Rod and Chris, you guys watch Billions by any chance? Not
I
Billions.
don't know.
Not Billions,
No,
guys.
I
I
don't
didn't.
either.
I didn't think you were. So, anyways, Major League Baseball is announcing that yesterday I said it on the show briefly, and you guys have heard about it on ESPN about possible restart. All these things that we kind of just been talking about for a while. A shortened schedule, staying within the division. I said no DH. They're going the total opposite direction. Full time DH. Next will be the Ghost Man on first, and the do over is what they'll go to next. The way things are looking, because of course no one screws up a major opportunity like Major League Baseball as the players are already giving big time pushback on this, and it has nothing to do with the virus. It has everything to do with the dollar. So I think we should all take a penny, stick it in an envelope, and mail it to like your favorite baseball player, Justin Verlander, the guys that make $8,000 a pitch, and Bryce Harper, and that they can't give one season back to the fans who have been suffering in their houses for 2 months and beyond, that they can't suck it up, for 1 year to do the right thing and to really probably make this sport, which was once America's pastime. Now it's fifth place, right? It's behind. So it's NFL, NBA, and NFL are kind of neck and neck. I think NBA is kind of past NFL, if you want to know the real truth. People talk about how the NFL is the big dog, but the NBA is actually really the big dog now. And so it goes NBA, NFL, because the NFL screwed it up too, right? And NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball, baseball, hockey. It's kind of in that order. You could juggle around a few of the pieces there, maybe put NHL ahead of Major League Baseball in some places, and in other places, maybe move college basketball up or down. But definitely those three at the top, or the three at the top in no particular order. Depends on the day. I would say NFL and NBA are definitely 1 and 2. You could flip-flop them all you want. I think, like I said, I think NBA is bigger now than NFL. Certainly the product is a lot better, and it's more of a global sport as the NFL tries to push into Europe and all of these other things. The NBA has been in Europe, and when the Clippers were the first one to go for $3 billion, and then the Rockets went for billions. Because why'd the Rockets go for billion? Chinese market. I mean, these guys really, really get it. While the opposite side of the spectrum, baseball, well, we don't have the gate money. We don't have, it's like, come on. It's like there's no sports at all. And if you want to have a chance to have future money and future earnings, and, cut a deal where it's like, if the ratings are above X, which they should easily be, because there's nothing else, then they get this, and commercial rates go to this, and it's like all these other things. Give something back for once in your life, you selfish bastards. Steve, what do you think?
I really can't dispute much of what you said. I don't know how this is going to work again. I mean, 82 games and all this nonsense, and still negotiations are taking place. There's still a lot to hammer out, but I agree with your point. I mean, the players are making it about the money because, an average baseball player has to make $10 million,
well,
right?
The argument,
like an average.
The argument is, the argument always is for these sports guys is that, and I got to turn the air on in here. It's about 600 degrees under these lights, but the argument for the baseball players always is that, not everybody makes that kind of money.
Yeah.
But so I know that the guys who are making the stink are not those guys that aren't making the money. Because I'll tell you what, the guys that aren't making the money, this is your opportunity to get into the spotlight. This is the time where you become the big fish in the non-existent pond, in the zero pond, in the puddle. This is your chance to take center stage. You have this chance every summer. You mess it up, right? But it's like, here's your chance, to do it, like really do it. You have people that are stuck inside. They're going to watch this stuff. Even the people that hate baseball are going to watch this. And if you can do something special during that time and have some exciting games and get the pace going, and to do these things that, not allow Joe Madden to walk out of the dugout 15 times, every time his pitcher throws a pitch, rules like that baseball made, that, the catcher and the Cubs can't walk out to the mound every second pitch, and talk for 15 minutes. It's like, these are the things that ruin the game, Tony La Russa and Lou Piniella destroyed this game. It's time to take it back. And this is the time to do it. Rod, what do you think about these selfish, greedy bastards?
Oh yeah, no, they're fighting over money. We haven't even got any how many games you're going to play, where you're going to play, and you're already fighting about money. That's just wrong. Just definitely. You get paid enough. Like seriously, in like how much money have half these guys made already?
But the thing is, all right. So here's their argument on the they make enough, okay? And the argument is that a handful of guys on the team are making that kind of money, and on a lot of teams it's even less. Okay, baseball is guaranteed money, so it's the guys with the guaranteed giant contracts that are screwing it up for everybody in this game. And it's like eventually they'll figure it out that the reason why they have to worry about the second baseman that's in his rookie still playing under his rookie contract is getting screwed over is because David Price sits on the bench and Steve is at Yankee Stadium eating 14 hot dogs and 17 beers paying for Jacoby Ellsbury, who hasn't played a game in forever. He makes $20 million regardless. And I think when you do away with no salary caps and guaranteed contracts, I think that's part of it. And I think, yeah, a portion of it should be guaranteed. A portion of it. But, to pay these guys when they're injured and then cry poverty, then for the players to fight that these guys get paid for not playing, and then to cry poverty, I understand that the owners have been slave drivers for years. I get it. They made all this money, and the players are actually the product, and all. I get it. But the owners also
salary for the entry level MLB player is $563,000 a year as an entry level guy. That's the bum sitting on the bench who rides.
Is that the average, or that is the mean?
That's the under Major League Baseball's collective bargaining agreement with the Players Association. The minimum salary for a baseball player is $563,000 a year.
Okay. Well, they have
that's nothing to sneeze at. And
it's
you as a
nothing to
little
sneeze
lonely
at.
guy, and you're going to argue over that. You can't live off $500,000 a year. You got problems.
I mean, if you look at the Yankees,
you got big issues.
Look at the Yankees. You got Aaron Judge, who again, I'm talking about the last couple of years. They just signed for a couple million now, but Judge is making 600,000. Gleyber Torres is making 600,000. Gary Sanchez is making 600,000. You got to play. You play. You earn that money. You get your guaranteed deal. Okay, but you got to play.
Yeah, but why is he
500, 600 grand is nothing to sneeze about. I get it in comparison.
Why is Jacoby Ellsbury guaranteed when Julio Jones isn't?
I get it.
When LeBron James isn't. It's like, why are they guaranteed? These guys, football does it a different way. They do the signing bonus, right? They do the signing bonus, and then the salary, which is not guaranteed. And then they weight it based on that. And it's like, how much money does frickin' Jacoby Ellsbury need? I mean, that he's going to suck the life out of his sport, the thing that gave so much to him, right? I'll tell you, there are a lot of baseball players out there, and you could say, Willie Mays and Joe DiMaggio and Mickey, right? And, Blue and the Babe, and, these guys. And even guys like maybe Randy Johnson, and we go into this age, and maybe some other guys like that have given more to the sport than they've gotten back. But a guy like Jacoby Ellsbury, David Price, who's a good pitcher, right? And when he's on top of his game, he's borderline, A-, right? He's an A- pitcher at the very top of his game. He's an A-, B+ guy, right? So, at what point, have you sucked enough out, of the game? You've sucked enough out. You haven't given, anything remotely close back. Remotely close. So, I'm just kind of lost here with baseball. Chris, we haven't heard a lot from you on this topic. You're kind of just staring in because I think Chris is the one in the group who always of our group, he's the one who's kind of the baseball union. He wants the guaranteed money. He wants the big contracts.
No, I will say this. I'm with all of you guys. It's frustrating. It's just sitting here and watching, the baseball players trying to squeeze blood out of a stone, and it's trying to just, as fans, we want to just see something put out on the field, and you have players like LeBron James who have said, "Oh, if there's no fans there, I don't want to play."
I mean, people that do what they love. Like, imagine like the top heart surgeon in the world, right? And maybe at a place like Mass General or something, right? He might work. Imagine him, walking into the office on a Tuesday and saying, I'm not going to play today. It's like I'm going to need guaranteed money up front, and I'm going to need some incentives thrown into my contract. If I can maybe save 6-7 lives, I think I get a little bonus here. And it's like, if you're not going to do it, I'm just going to hold out. It's like, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And it's like someone just needs to stop the madness, and the people that have to stop the madness are us. I'm telling you, if there's no baseball, I'm going to organize a boycott. I am. I mean, I'm not going to throw a temper tantrum. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to say, I'm done. I'm checking out of this relationship. I mean, I backed baseball. I've covered baseball. I've done all that stuff. But I'll tell you what, man, if there's no season, there's going to be a boycott. And it's going to start right here, because I'll tell you what, I've had it up to here with these guys. It's like, you're not worth it. And your sport is not that entertaining, because as soon as the NFL comes back on, as soon as college football comes on, this is what people do to you. They turn. It's like,
It's true.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I got the, this isn't even the TV remote. This is the remote for the light back here. But, I can do the TV remote, which I have down in the basket over there. I can do the TV remote without even looking, there. See? I can do it without even looking, I can change the channel, and I do on a regular basis. I mean, I really think that if I needed to, I could change it with my toes if that's what it came down to. It's like, And I'll tell you what, I'd be flipping away from baseball in about 2 seconds. Okay, speaking about flipping, let's get to the sim picks. I'm running out of time here, and I'm
all right,
playing around. Ooh,
12 Eastern. Falcons.
This is my devil look. What do we got?
12 Eastern. Yeah, Falcons -2.5 at home against the Bucks.
Falcons.
Little Bucks money line.
I'll take the Falcons.
3 Eastern, Saints -8.5 at home against the Panthers.
Panthers. I know they've been
Saints.
I'll
terrible.
go Panthers. Let's see here. 7 Eastern, Eagles -8.5 at home against the Giants. I'm on the Eagles.
Yeah, I love betting against the Giants. It really doesn't matter what it is.
We'll go Eagles.
I'll go Giants.
And 10 Eastern, Cowboys -13 at home against Washington. Take Dallas.
I'll go Dallas here.
I'll take Washington.
I'll take Washington.
It is on rookie mode. So, for some reason, I'm not getting the names on the people from Facebook on here. I'm going to have to talk to the guys at our friends at Ecamm and figure out what's going on. But anyways, we're going to wrap up the show. We actually got about 5 minutes left. So if anyone has anything here they want to say, anything has any I think, death of Jerry Stiller. If anyone has any, we'll start with the grievances.
Yeah, you know what? Frank Costanza, Jerry Stiller. That's a big one. Arthur Spooner, King of Queens. There's so many great lines. From Festivus to, George talking to his girlfriend. What did you want to tell me, that your father wears sneakers in the pool? Go on and on and on.
I still think my favorite one is Steinbrenner, who's Larry David plays Steinbrenner, and he shows up at the house to tell them that George is dead. And Frank Costanza's response is, "How in the hell did you trade Jay Buhner?"
My baseball people told me Phelps.
It's like I'm here to tell you I'm sorry. I believe George is dead. How in the hell did you trade Jay Buhner?
He's got a rocket for an arm.
They said Phelps. Jay Buhner, back at the time, they said he had a hitch in his swing, was the word. He's got a
He
hitch
had a
in his
pretty
swing.
good
He hit
career
about,
with Seattle, I can tell you that.
yeah,
Not
but
Hall of Fame or anything, but
No.
he was a ball player.
yeah, I think he did have, but I think after that he had like 1 or 2 big years in Seattle, but after that I believe that they did kind of catch on to the hitch on the swing. But the whole thing is that Buhner never really panned out either. I mean Phelps as a
Right, but
Yankee.
Kenny Phelps was probably 34, 35 at the time. I mean, it was just a cup of coffee. It filled the need at the time. But
Digger?
obviously, they gave up way too much to get Ken Phelps, I can tell you that.
Digger. That was
Yep.
his nickname.
That's right.
Digger. Anyways,
Digger.
yeah, I think that was, and then also we had so Chris, UFC. So there's fights again tomorrow. Is that what's going?
Yeah. Fight night.
So we're gonna
Yeah,
so
fight
tomorrow
night.
we'll cover that
Then another
tomorrow on the
Saturday.
show. We'll cover some UFC tomorrow for fight night. We have it covered at Sports Chat, and we're doing pick dogs. We're doing the whole idea. So someone's asking me about my background, and the thing is that that's because my camera setting is off, like because my f-stop is turned up too high. I know we don't talk about f-stops and computer glitches and crap like that on this show. It's like because I know you guys don't care, but my f-stop is up at 2.5, and that's why my background is clear. You can see if I move up, it should blur a little bit. If I move back, it gets clearer. See, that's how fast the autofocus is on the new Sony. It's crazy, right? I mean, see that? It's like, boom. That's nuts. Anyways, enough of that. I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. It's just hopefully we have better news from the Baseball Association. I'll tell you what, it better be the guys with the big money saying, you know what, I'll take less money to pay the other guys just to get this thing out the door, because you're going to sell a lot more Bryce Harper jerseys if you're on the field than if you're an asshole, okay? Going to sell a lot more, everyone wants to see what Madison Bumgarner looks like in Arizona and all this other stuff, and see if the Astros.
Garrett Cole with the Yankees.
Yeah, and you want to see if
million.
who's interested to see if the Astros can actually hit a pitch if they don't know what's coming.
Well, I can't wait till they start getting thrown at and the fights happen, because nobody's forgetting about Houston.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the thing is that I saw a game the year that Brian Braun came back from the steroid suspension, and the guy from, I think it was Arizona, he pegged him right in the back, and he said, and everyone, they threw him out of the game, and everyone's patting him on the back in the dugout and slapping his ass and giving him high fives and everything like that. And the next guy comes up and hits a 2-run home run, and they lost. So, sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for. You don't want to have a lot of Astros on base, because I'm telling you what, a lot of those guys weren't stealing signals on the way up. So I'm going to guess they still have some guys that can hit. It's going to be interesting to see. But anyways, it was nice seeing everyone today. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Have a great day. And, man, I want to start picking some games. I'm going to start studying the Bundesliga. We're going to give out Bundesliga picks on this game. I'm going to do Bundesliga dog of the day. I'm going to learn some German and maybe spit out some German words here. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Spy Cola.
Bye.